Good morning, you badass motherfuckers. It's the weekend. How was your week? How you doing? Welcome back. It's the All on Me, the morning drinking show. I'm your fucking host, life coach, transformation motherfucker. Be talking about life, transforming myself over the course of what? 10 motherfucking years, 10 years of sobriety, 10 years of transformation, man. The highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and the motherfucking ugly. Welcome, motherfuckers, to another fucking day where we ain't gonna make excuses for the bullshit in our life. Take responsibility, work on getting clarity, right? A little journaling always helps with some fucking clarity. Little meditation. Had a great meditation this morning, man. Continue to work on them chakras, opening up chakras, man. That's a big thing. Doing root chakra today. And I've been just having all kinds of breakthroughs, right? Just like, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I had a lot of blockage when you talk about chakra, right? I can tell that some shit's starting to fucking come through, spiritually speaking, man. If any of you guys just accept, right, that this is a spiritual fucking experience, man, and there's so much mystery to it, right? I know we got all these faithful motherfuckers out there and the beliefs, and even this week, I had to pay my respects to a family member that had passed away 37 years young, a cousin. Went to the funeral and stuff, and it was the church service. It's always interesting, man. It's interesting, right? It was Catholic church, and so I have kind of a funny story about my Catholic experience. Again, I grew up agnostic. I wouldn't say that my mom was atheist. I just think we just never have religion, right? We didn't talk about religion. My mom was pretty hippy dippy, and so it just wasn't really a thing, man. I don't remember really thinking about God and life and all this other stuff, man. We just always did a lot of stuff out in nature and fishing and camping, and just never really dawned on me. I had a lot of friends growing up, though, especially here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I had a lot of friends that were Catholic back in the days, and they go to like stuff like catechism. I remember a good friend of mine, I could always sleep over at his house if uh if I'd go with him to his catechism class, because it was super early on like a Saturday morning, and most of the time we stay up all fucking night, and you we missed a few of those. He'd get in trouble and shit. But it was a Catholic service I went to this week, and I had revelation in the sense where I realized how much of a faker I used to be. Faking, man. Like, and again, like we put all these fucking masks on throughout the course of our lives. And I don't even think we realize when we actually don a new mask to play a new fucking part, right? For acceptance. And so, someone that didn't really grow up with the religion other than just little bits and pieces here and there, like I said, with friends. I didn't go to a lot of funerals even growing up because my family fucking tribe was so small that we didn't have a lot of death. I think really my grandma, like there was a couple others, but they were so distant. I don't remember a lot of funerals growing up. A lot more nowadays for sure. Just like two in a couple months. So, but the interesting thing was, so to the Catholic story is I got recruited to go play football at a pretty prestigious Catholic high school, St. Michael's High School, man. Fucking horseman. And I know that if it wasn't for playing sports, being athletic, like my mom couldn't afford that shit. But I remember like that was the first real experience with like Catholicism, and like you had to take like the religion classes as part of your like fucking electives or core curriculum. I don't remember exactly how they had that shit made up, but we had to take religious classes, and then they would have mass. And I don't remember if it was for special events or once a month or something, but they would have like a fucking mass in the gym, and everybody would go in there. And I could just kind of remember like the first time being in mass, and they do like the fucking communion service. I didn't like, when you're that age, fucking ninth grade, 15 or whatever I was. I didn't want to be like all embarrassed, right? Because everybody got up, and so I didn't want to be kind of sitting there because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I had never experienced that, never did a first Holy Communion, never did any of that bullshit, man. Like, nope. But I did, I was, it was part of my survival, right? So part of my survival was, fucking blending in, fitting in, wearing masks, right? Like faking the funk. Like that's what it took, like a chameleon. And throughout my life, man, I could think about how I was able to take on roles and identities that just weren't really my authentic self. And I'm telling you, that shit really played itself out in a lot of my life, even recently, man. Still trying to figure out who am I, right? What do I want? What do I love? What do I hate? What do I want and why? Like, I had to look in the mirror after the divorce and all this shit. Like, who am I? What do I want? And why? And so for that first communion, I remember getting up and like, really like kind of creeping up on the person in front of me because I wanted to hear what the fuck everybody was saying to get the cracker and the fucking grape juice or whatever the fuck they were serving up. I didn't want to feel like I didn't belong. And that was always a thing for me is that sense of fucking feeling like I belonged somewhere, accepted somewhere, because I just kind of always have been like that only child, that fucking survivor, right? I always had to survive, kind of do life alone. I didn't have a big family growing up, cousins and aunts and uncles, all this shit, like very small, very fucking small picture. And so it was from that point forward that I always faked the funk. Like I learned all the stuff. I always used to stumble over it and, all the fucking rehearsed feedback, they say something and then you got to repeat it and stand up and sit down and stand up and sit down and repeat the shit that they say. And I had like, there was just disconnect and it was just inauthentic. I was literally just fucking surviving, just trying to pretend like that was who I was. And, this past week, being in that service, like the stand up, the sit down, like I did the standing up and the sitting down, but I didn't participate. I didn't fake the fucking funk because I feel that it's so inauthentic. It's not who I am. I did not go through the fucking motions. I didn't go through the fucking tradition of becoming a fucking Catholic, and so it felt kind of freeing to be in a Catholic mass, paying respects to my cousin who lost his life very early. And I felt very freed from that I was like, I don't have to fucking fake the funk because I knew, the cool thing was there was people sitting next to me that I knew they were faking the funk because they would kind of stumble through the fucking, the feedback and like the tradition of it, standing up, sitting down and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I could just kind of be there and be like, you know what, for me to participate would be inauthentic because it's not truly who I am. I'm not a card carrying fucking Catholic. I'm not the member of the Roman Catholic Society. I didn't earn my fucking place there. And yet I kind of remember I had in the military, we have these chaplains and the chaplain was Catholic affiliated. And I remember going on deployment, worried about war. We had 24-hour emergency recall steaming to the fucking Middle East, thinking like, fuck, man, we about to go into battle. And just life kind of starts flashing before your eyes and you're young as fuck. You're like, what the fuck? I remember that was the first time I was like, this was after the high school clearly and in the military. I remember going to the chaplain, hey, chap, I got a question, man. Like, what happens after you die? Like, what is that? And just we had like this kind of life or death conversation. And I said, man, like, I never been baptized. Is it really true that if you're not baptized that you die or whatever, you'll go to hell? And just, asking him like these very childlike questions, but it was curiosity because I never really fathomed life or death. And before that, just a few months prior, I'd lost a Marine. had died with, me and a bunch of young corpsmen, man, try to save this fucking kid's life. And we're kids, fuck. Some of us young men, but it felt like we're all kids, trying to save someone's life. And so it was just a lot of heaviness in that season of my life that I kind of went to the chaplain. Hey, man, like, what the fuck? What do we do? And he said, oh, you never been baptized? He's all here, like, just stand right here. And he like went and fucking got like some oil and basically just like sprinkled it on me and did that. He said, there you go, man, you're baptized. And I'm like, oh, I like kind of do this. And he like said, okay, Baba, in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And he's like, there you go, man, you're fucking good. You'll be good, man. If the worst happens, you're gonna be good, man. You'll be with God in heaven, right? Jesus. And I was like, oh, really? That's it? That's it? Okay, cool. And what's funny is the same chaplain, he liked me and my buddy, the fucking oinker. And, he asked us, hey, man, why don't you guys come and help me do a communion service on the ship? And it was like, I don't know if it was every day or like 3 days a week. And so we went down there and, we'd help him with a communion service. And then he let us like kick back, drink a little bit of his wine after. But it just dawned on me, how important it is to be our authentic self, right? And how often we wear masks, right? For acceptance. And it really fucks with us in life. Like when we're not valid, when we're not truly validated by ourselves, that we just say, you know what, fuck it. I didn't earn my place in here, but I don't care. Fuck it. I'm going to fake the funk. I'm going to fake it till I make it type of mentality. And it's just like, there's something about doing that on the deeper level. It really fucks with us. It really, it dilutes your experience as a human being, right? It messes with how you present yourself to other people, because once you kind of create that as a habit, and for me, it was survival. It was always survival. It was survival, and it was lacking the community, right? The community piece, having people around me, feeling a part of something. And usually most people, their community starts with their family, but mine was so small. It was really my mom and me, and then my grandpa and his wife. And I'd see my grandma every once in a while out in California, but that was it, man. Like an aunt and an uncle and another cousin that lived in St. Louis. Like, so it was very, very a small family dynamic to know what that family was. And of course, all my friends, man, they had like cousins and brothers and sisters and uncles and fucking huge families, Hispanic families out here in New Mexico. I didn't have that. So for me, it was always about survival. And, I continue to find myself in a season where it's like, I'm having these reflections as I'm clearing out these blockages in me and opening my mind and expanding and healing and growing, that I'm realizing how important it is for me to get to the root, right? Today I did the root chakra. So that's kind of interesting. That word comes up. But today I want to get to the root of who I am. And, so much of that comes through what? Journaling, you guys. Because journaling is where you learn about yourself. It's your story. And it's like, if you just pause for fucking 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, and you really just look at your life, the people, the situations, the experiences, the income, the beliefs you have, the feelings you have, the thoughts you're having, you've manifested all of this shit. Every fucking thing in your life you have manifested. And so often we don't even realize this, that the power of our minds to really fucking create our reality, you guys. And I go back to always like saying, look, imagine the earth, right? Just natural earth, fucking no human fucking creation, right? Just nothing made by fucking inspiration, creativity of man or woman, right? Just nothing, just natural earth. And it's like, where did all this fucking shit come from? If you look around now, where did everything come from? From the car to the fucking charger to the coffee cup to the lights to the fucking pens, pencils, notebooks, everything, sunglasses, shirts, hats, fucking everything, every fucking thing. Where did it come from? It came from our minds, from our creative spirits. So if you just realize, like, it's getting to that breakthrough point, man, to realize that you truly are the author of your reality, the creator of your reality. You have the power to create any situation you desire. Now, that doesn't mean just thoughts alone is going to do it, but your thoughts are that fucking powerful that they are going to make a huge impact, right? Because where our thoughts go, that's where energy flows. And I'm in this dynamic now where, because I'm clearing out all these fucking parts of my body, and it's truly just healing, like it's allowing for some new thoughts and some new vision to come my way, but there's also some old stuff that's coming up, and it's giving me opportunity to process some of the old stuff, right? Because I truly believe that there's still healing, right? There's still a lot of healing, man, depending on how much trauma you experience, 0 to 10, and then just really every phase of your life, right? Your childhood, which I kind of 0 to 10, and then your adolescence, 10 to 20, and then it's like adulthood. And there's trauma, there's negative things that happen to us, and it's just like, as life gets going, the more of the negatives that you stack up, man, the more it just keeps reoccurring. And it's really sad. It's because it's so fucking challenging for us to like break free of it and get to a place of awareness where our past isn't who we are. Like, I see the memes all the time, right, about how it's not like, your past should never define you, right? Your money, your past, and what others think should never define who you are, but yet it does. It absolutely does, because so many of us will fake the funk for acceptance, to feel like we belong, right? Belonging is such a fucking understated feeling and an emotion. And so, I continue to enjoy having this conversation with you guys. And I know that I'm going to continue to find new ways to expand my message, to truly give you guys tools, so that if you want to grab a hold of something that I'm talking about, you can then go and, like, there's going to be a very precise step-by-step process to really fucking do it. But not everybody wants that, right? Most of y'all motherfuckers just gonna hear it, right, in one ear, out the other, and you give it a little bit of fucking attention, but it's like, you got to give it more. We got to continue pressing into our lives, to our stories, to our situations, to our circumstances, and I wake up every single day inspired by what life is. I try and change some things up, do some new things with intention, right? But I really grab a hold of this routine that goes across the board every fucking day, because the basis of my day is as long as it's filled with what? Mindfulness. There's no. That's the one thing I've never missed, is the mindfulness, right? Positive affirmations, meditation, right? Even just inspirational videos of motivation, and really just, higher fucking thinking, man. Like, beyond limiting beliefs, beyond victimization, beyond feeling like shit, like things that just kind of get you fucking fired up. That shit always has to be there. The fitness is important too, and I feel like my life is becoming back aligned by getting fitness back to the beginning part of my day. And then it's actually at the bookends, because this time of year I like to work out, hit that resistance training in the morning, and then go for like a little evening hike. It's kind of bummed yesterday. It's apocalyptic, man. We got fires all around us, you guys. It's so dry out here. We got wildfires already kicking off in April and May. That's definitely very, very early in the season. But the nutrition has been transformational. I mentioned that yesterday. 80%, right? A lot of you guys that make excuse about the exercise, if you feel like shit, look like shit, or overweight, you're eating too many calories, and the shit you're eating is not fucking giving you energy, giving you life, and helping you to become optimal. Because literally, exercise is 20% of the equation. If you just ate healthier, and all these I'm against all the diets, plant-based, whole food vegan is not a fucking diet. It's like truly a nutritional fucking way of life. It's not a diet, right? I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. And last night we had a delicious meal. Like I don't eat a lot of the plant-based meats, but I made some burgers. Oh man, it was so good. Burgers. But it, and they're not even that healthy. It was definitely a cheat meal. Burgers is a cheat meal for even vegans, right? It's like unhealthy food, but it's all right. It's good to do a little cheat meal, make that food for my kids. And, it's delicious, but I don't ever think back. But I know that, man, that nutrition has helped to has helped to fucking fuel this transformation big time, man. My energy, I mean, just my composition, my body, like I can feel the fucking energy in all the food I eat, man. That's the difference. When you're eating whole foods, right? It's packed with fucking vitamins and minerals and energy and just good stuff that just fucking fires you up. And so I ain't never looking back on that, right? But then it's personal development, right? It's looking and trying to grow and expand in new ways, right? Looking for opportunities to grow as a person. And then it's making a difference in this world. And that's what I try and do here every day, but I try and make a difference everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I'm trying to look at a way that I can share my love, share my fucking gratitude, share my resources, share of anything that I have with someone else, right? Just a little inspiration, a little pick me up. Connecting with people is an important piece for me, right? And giving back, not just like trying to connect for, my own needs. It's truly giving of myself to try and impact people's lives in a positive way. That's the most important. That's a fucking really important aspect of who I am and my character. But I just challenge you this weekend, right? I continue to challenge you guys. Volunteer. There's so much power in fucking volunteering, giving of your time, your talents, and your efforts, your energy, your expertise to go and volunteer for a local nonprofit organization that aligns with things you believe in, right? It could be a battered women's shelter. It could be a homeless shelter. It could be a food bank. It could be Big Brothers Big Sisters. It could be Habitat for Humanity. There is limitless opportunities for you to give of your time, your talents, and expect what? Nothing in return financially. But knowing that, man, it gives back so much to you. So I continue to encourage you, please volunteer. Please just try it if you haven't done it recently. It's an incredible experience. Take a friend with you. Make it into a date. Make it into a group event, a family event. It's an incredible experience to share with others. The gift of volunteerism. And I just continue to challenge you guys to keep choosing you first, right? Choosing yourself first, your story, your authenticity, right? And realizing that it's okay that you fucked up, right? It's not okay to stay all fucked up though. It's okay that you've made some mistakes, right? You've probably hurt some fucking people. People probably hurt you. Take ownership for the hurts that you have caused and try and reconcile that shit. Not everybody's gonna receive it. But it's doing those little things, man, that really builds that next level of integrity, of accountability, of character, right? That is very lacking in this world today. People of true character, right? People will hide behind all kinds of things, man, but the true character of somebody is really the integrity to take ownership, man. When you fuck up, when you make a mistake, don't be passive aggressive. Don't blame. Don't fucking point the finger. Just take ownership. Hey, my bad. I fucked up. How can I fix this? Let me fix this. Right. And you realize that more times than not, people are very forgiving. And, I had to do that recently. Right. I'm human. Right. I lied to somebody that I cared about. And I looked him in the eyes and I lied to him because I was trying to, I don't even want to explain why. There's no explanation. It's fear, right? It's fear. I was afraid, right, of acceptance or losing that person or them rejecting me or whatever the fuck it is, man. It's definitely not a healthy thing, but I did it willfully and I had to circle back and I've had to, ask for forgiveness, right? Because it wasn't sitting right with me. And so if there's some shit that you need to fucking handle, some interpersonal fucking unfinished business that you got that you need to deal with, right? You're holding back some information for somebody that cares about you. You've lied to somebody like me, right? I've done it, man. I did it. And it feels like shit. And it never feels good, right? That's one of the biggest breakthroughs you got to have as a mature adult, is to say the truth even when it hurts. Even, even when, if you think you're trying to protect somebody, you don't. You hurt them, you hurt yourself. And we need people to really start getting more fucking honest, right? With themselves first. And that's the fucking problem, right? We all bullshitting ourselves. We bullshitting other motherfuckers. And we just keep stacking lies on top of lies. And we hope that shit gets better. And it doesn't. It doesn't, man. There's a karmic effect to when you're not truthful and honest, right? With people that you say you care about. So I challenge you to grow, to expand, to spend some time with self, to spend some time with nature, to care for yourself. Do something new, do something for you, and then go do something kind and touch someone else's life in a very attached way, unmanipulation way. Like, just go and give of your time, your talents, and this ain't like here's $5, $20 to a homeless person sitting on a corner. I'm talking about like willingly saying, fuck, I'm going to make a call. I'm going to coordinate this shit. I'm going to really put an intention out to go and volunteer and make an impact in this world, in my community, right? Make an impact in your community, right? And sometimes even just your presence alone is what someone needs today. And it's a special thing. You don't realize how important someone's presence is until you lose it. And if you've lost someone's presence that you care about, that you'll realize how important it is, right? But your presence is important too. If you're feeling like shit, you're feeling down, you matter. Your presence matters. And regardless of how you feel today, not discounting it, but you can change your feeling. You can start to become a more positive, hopeful, optimistic human being, right? Because here's the thing: you have succeeded. You have had victory over all of the worst days of your life. If you are hearing this message, the hardest fucking experiences that you have faced, the biggest fucking challenges, right? The hardest fucking heartbreaks, right? The rip your fucking heart and smash it on the fucking ground type days, you survived that shit. If you're hearing my voice right now, and I'm proud of you, keep leaning into this message. Find some ways to express yourself in a positive way today, to become more authentic with yourself. Get honest with your fucking self. Quit being afraid to tell the truth. The truth will set you free and the other person. And that doesn't mean that they're free to fucking leave you forever. It just means that when there is a lie, when there is mistrust, dishonesty between you and someone that you care about, man, there is something on a spiritual level that is happening there that causes a lot of resentment, a lot of negative shit to kick in. And you kind of forget that it's attached to the lie, but it is, because people feel that shit, right? When you are being your inauthentic self. Get to your fucking truth, motherfuckers. Fight for your fucking truth. Stand for your fucking truth. What do you love? What do you hate? What do you want? And why? Who am I? Start with that question. See what you hear, what you feel, and what you truly think. Because remember, results kill excuses. It's all on me, Greg.